Let's go combining. Alright, welcome back to another video. Today we might actually start harvesting some peanuts. So we dug these on Monday and it's Friday now. They're getting a bit dry. We kind of tested a little bit here yesterday. We're trying to get a moisture sample. We just threshed away, collected a batch of peanuts, brought it to the peanut plant or mill or whatever you want to call it. And they were still yesterday at 22.5%. We want them a little bit lower than that. So I'm gonna walk out here a little bit, kind of see what the average field is gonna be looking like. If you kind of pull these, leaves and everything are crunchy, but the vines are still a bit tough, which that's fine. They're just green. Peanuts are still gonna probably come off. I grabbed some peanuts, pull off pretty easily, so that part might be fine, but we might have to harvest another, I don't know, 100 yards or so, get another moisture sample, see where we're at. We can bring them in, I believe they said they want us to bring them in under 16%. They still have to dry them a little bit at 16%. I think they want them at 12, but I'd always harvest a little bit better if it's a little bit wetter. You don't get as much header loss in the peanut combine. We'll see what they'll say. Apparently the cost of drying, they're going to charge quite a bit more this year than last year. So I guess we'll see how much maybe they'll have a little bit of forgiveness and let us bring them in at 18 or something, but yeah, they're still very wet. Might still be sitting there at the 19. So we'll see what they'll say. I hope we can start harvesting today. That'd be kind of nice. They're ready to go. So right now, what we're actually wanting to do, I'm trying to see if we can get a smaller windrow with all the hay that the peanuts leave behind, because we're actually wanting to bale it. So what we're now thinking, we're wanting to see if we can close this gap somehow. Maybe put something here, maybe screw it onto here maybe, or something onto here. Something to where all the hay and all the vines and everything kind of gets dropped in a smaller windrow, and that way the baler can pick it up with ease instead of being so wide. You tend to have lots of losses like that. So we're gonna see if we can figure out something. Maybe we'll end up doing something, maybe not. Not quite sure, but I don't know. I was almost thinking at first already putting something on top here from all the way up the front, all the way to back here, but I don't know if that'll actually work. We'll see what we'll come up with. Well, yeah, it's still definitely way too wet for today, so we're gonna come back out here tomorrow and see what it looks like then. Big thing is, we would love to keep all the straw and leaves on the field because it's good nitrogen for the next year, but because this field particularly has quite a bit of diseases, you tend to negate a lot of that if you end up baling a lot of the hay. Plus, the hay is also in very high demand right now. With how dry of a year we've had, there's not much hay around, and a lot of the local dairies, they're really wanting more hay. So plus side for us. So hopefully we'll still get maybe I don't know, if this field didn't have much to begin with, we might get a bale, maybe 1.2 bales to the acre, somewhere around there. And the peanuts actually look, once we started digging more and we kind of noticed across the entire field, it's looking not quite like 3 like I mentioned in the previous video. It's looking like we might average above 4 for sure, I think. Some areas of the field actually look like they might still give 6,000 pounds, but some areas are, you know, they're at that 3.5, but averaging we might get I think averaging between 4 and 5. But we'll see tomorrow. We're most likely gonna start harvesting tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it'll be dry tomorrow, so we'll see y'all then. All right, we'll come back to the next day. My dad just barely left with a moisture sample or a peanut sample, and he's gonna go test the moisture. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna work today. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dry enough, so we're just gonna wait here until he gets back, or he'll probably give us the phone calls telling us that it's probably ready or something, and we'll just book it and start getting after it. All right, it's go time. We're harvesting peanuts. First load of the year, and my buggy driver's already slacking. Hurry up, I'm waiting. Don't cancel me, wasn't my fault. Oh, that's funny. Well, I will say, it's looking like we were very wrong. It's actually yielding very, very well. It's definitely not as much as last year, but it's more than what we were thinking it was going to do when we were digging. I guess our hopes were a little bit small, or very low, because we saw how narrow the rows were. But once you pulled out a plant, there's actually quite a bit of peanuts that's on there. So for right now, it looks like we might still average somewhere around that 5,000 pounds. So we'll see what it looks like once they start weighing in all the trucks that we're going to be bringing in, but so far looking not too bad. Yeah, we definitely need 2 buggies because this one can't quite handle it. He's booking it 26 miles an hour across the field as fast as he can go. He's really hauling it. He can't keep up, so we definitely need a second one, except we don't really have another tractor. But we have the manpower. Oh, not my header first. I don't know what I'm doing. Doesn't help that these are mile-long rows and he has to go extremely far because the basket's even on that side of the field over there, so he has to travel quite the distance. Once we're at that end, then he can keep up, but once we get to this end, he kind of has a little bit of a harder time. But it is what it is for now until we might be free of a tractor here soon, one of these days, and we can put that one in front of one of the diggers and then use the tractor in front of the digger in front of a buggy, since the tractor that might be available is a very small one. It's a 225. It's not quite big enough for one of these buggies. It doesn't quite have the hydraulic power to lift up that buggy and dump it over quick enough, so hence why we need a little bit bigger of a tractor in front of here. But for now, we're making do with what we got. I'm stubborn. I'll play this game as long as you want. Yep, that's what I figured. So the light bars that we put on here, they're actually really nice, except for when it's this dusty, then it just blinds you. So then you gotta decide between turning it off and partially seeing. The LED lights on the head are actually somewhat helped through all the dust, but man, that light bar really just, it doesn't do well. LED lights don't do well among lots of dust, but I still keep it on because I can see a little bit more distance up ahead, so for that reason I. And how's it looking? Still doing a good job?
Oh yeah. Very good.
Love it.
There's a few that fly over in the bag. It's not bad.
There's a lot of pops.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
There's one full one.
No, it looks pretty good. Let's just hammer down. There's one good one.
Weather app shows humidity is gonna go up only like at 12 o'clock, so we can probably drive pretty late.
Yeah, we're gonna go to 12, that's it. Yes. Two good ones. Pretty good.
Love it. Well, it turns out this is actually gonna be our last round for the night. Apparently our peanut basket is pretty much all the way full. We're not getting any more trucks for today since it is a Saturday. So I guess there's that. We were able to fill up the basket pretty quickly. I believe 3 trucks left. No, maybe more. I'll have to ask my brother. He was the one controlling all the semis over there and everything. So quite a few semis left today already. So we're gonna call it after today and head back out here Monday. And that's it for today. Just unloading the last bit of peanuts that I have left in my basket. Well, that's gonna be it for this video. As always, I do appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.